Picture this. You wake up at 40 years old. You've got the car. You've got the watch. You've got the clothes. From the outside, you look like a man who has it all figured out. But then, you open your bank account, and the number staring back at you doesn't match the image you've been selling to the world. You've been working for years. You've been grinding. You've been doing everything the high-value male content told you to do. Dress well, look sharp, drive something that commands respect. And after all that, you've got the look, but you've got zero wealth. Why? Because you've been wearing a paper crown, bro. And a paper crown looks royal until it rains. And trust me, the rain always comes. I'm Lewis, and today we're going to expose the most dangerous trap in the modern man's life. The man who spends like a king, but lives like a broke actor playing one. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why the men who look the most powerful are often the most financially destroyed. And I'm going to give you the war mode blueprint to take that paper crown off before it costs you everything. If you want to build real power, not the kind you lease for $1,100 a month, stay until the end, bro. There's a type of man you've seen before. Maybe you've been that man. He's not weak in the obvious way. He doesn't back down from confrontation. He doesn't apologize for existing. He knows the right things to say about discipline and purpose, but he shows up in a $60,000 truck he can't afford. He wears designer clothes that eat 30% of his paycheck. He puts his BMW keys on the restaurant table before the waiter even arrives, and then asks his buddy to cover because his card got declined. This man has the vocabulary of someone dangerous, but he finances his identity with debt. He's built a throne out of paper and called it an empire. And here's the brutal truth, bro. Most men in the high-value male space are wearing that paper crown. They know the language of a powerful man, but they're funding that image with money they don't have, to impress people who don't care, to feel a power they haven't actually built. Every dollar you spend performing strength is a dollar that isn't building it. So let's break down the 5 ways you're paying for that paper crown right now. Number 1, the status vehicle. Bro, your car payment is not an investment in your image. It's a monthly invoice for your insecurity. The average man pays over $700 a month for a vehicle that loses value the second he drives it off the lot. That's $8,400 a year. Over 5 years, that's $42,000. Gone. Not invested. Not building anything. Just gone. So you can pull up somewhere and feel like you matter. Here's the reality check. The men with real wealth drive boring cars. Paid off. They don't need a vehicle to announce them because when they walk into a room, the room already knows. A real king doesn't need a $700 monthly payment to feel dangerous. His presence does the job for free. Number 2, the designer costume. There's a reason luxury brands spend billions on marketing, bro. They figured out something about the male brain. If you can make a man feel like the product is the identity, he'll pay anything. A $500 t-shirt doesn't make you high value. A $5,000 watch on a wrist attached to a man with no savings and no purpose is the most expensive way to look broke. Real power doesn't need a logo to validate it. A lion doesn't wear a Gucci collar. The man who understands this channels that money somewhere it actually compounds. Books, skills, investments, physical training. Things that build the actual man, not the costume. Number 3, the flex lifestyle. Expensive dinners you post. Bottles at the club to look like a boss. Vacations you finance so your Instagram looks like a highlight reel. Bro, you're not simping to a woman. You're simping to an algorithm. Every dollar you spend performing wealth is a dollar you're not using to build it. And the brutal irony? The men in the comments of those posts aren't impressed. Half of them are doing the exact same thing, performing for each other, while none of them are actually winning. A sovereign warrior doesn't need an audience for his victories. He builds in silence. He lets the results make the noise. Number 4, the high-value subscription. Courses about mindset, coaching programs, supplements, gadgets, programs. All bought, started once, and abandoned, because buying the tool felt like doing the work. This is fake dopamine with a masculine aesthetic, bro. Your brain got the hit of "I'm investing in myself" without the discomfort of actually changing. Real self-investment doesn't feel like a purchase. It feels like pain. The gym at 5 a.m., the book you actually finish, the skill you grind for months before you see results. Stop funding your self-improvement fantasy. Start executing your self-improvement reality. Number 5, keeping up with the paper. Crown men around you. This is the trap nobody talks about. Your circle. The guys who upgraded their car, so you feel like you should upgrade yours. The ones who moved into a bigger place, so your apartment suddenly feels insufficient. The ones whose lifestyle makes you feel like you're falling behind. Bro, you're not falling behind. You're watching broke men perform wealth for each other in a competition where the only prize is more debt. A man in war mode doesn't benchmark his success against men who are losing. He benchmarks against the best version of himself, and he builds quietly while the paper-crowned men around him perform loudly. Now, before you say, "I know all this," there are 3 specific lies that keep men stuck in this trap, even when they already know better. Lie 1. This is how a man of value looks. You've confused the output of a powerful man with the input. Yes, the man who truly made it has the car, the watch, the lifestyle, but he got there by building real assets first. You're trying to buy the result before doing the work. That's not high value. That's cosplay. Lie 2. I deserve this. After grinding hard, you feel entitled to the reward. And that feeling is real, bro. But there's a massive difference between rewarding yourself from abundance and rewarding yourself from debt. One builds momentum. The other is a slow bleed that will drain everything you worked for. Lie 3. People respect this. Cold truth. Nobody is as impressed by your stuff as you think they are. The man with the luxury SUV is invisible to the man who owns the building. Real respect doesn't come from what you drive. It comes from what you've built. Your discipline, your skills, your ability to stay calm when everything around you is on fire. If you're serious about burning that paper crown and building something real, here is your 7-day war mode financial audit starting today. Days 1 and 2. The honest ledger. Write down every monthly payment you have, every subscription, every installment, every lease. Ask yourself one question about each one. Is this building me, or is this performing me? If it's performing you, mark it. That's paper crown spending. Day 3. The status audit. Look at your last 30 days of spending. How much went toward things you bought because of how they'd make you look? That number is your monthly paper crown bill. Day 4. The silence test. For one full day, don't post anything on social media. Don't show anyone anything. Notice how that feels. If it feels uncomfortable, like you're losing something, that discomfort is telling you everything about who you've been building for. Day 5. Redirect $1. Take the exact amount you spend on one status item this month and redirect it. A book, an index fund, a skill. $1 moved from performing to building changes the direction of your life. Day 6. The real flex. Do something today that no one will ever see. Work out and don't post it. Learn something and don't announce it. Build something and keep it private. That is war mode. The man who performs for no audience because he is the audience that matters. Day 7. The mirror test. Look in the mirror, not at your clothes, not at your car keys on the counter. Look at what you know about yourself. What have you built this week that no one can take away? That is your real net worth, bro. Bro, the world already has enough men wearing paper crowns. The world doesn't need you to be another one. It needs men who build real things, real discipline, real skills, real financial foundation, and who are too busy constructing their empire to worry about who's watching. The paper crown is the most expensive thing you'll ever wear because it costs you not just money, but time. And time, unlike money, you cannot earn back. Take it off. Start building the man who doesn't need a price tag to prove his worth. If this video hit different, subscribe and smash that like button. We are building a brotherhood of men who are done performing and ready to produce. And if you're ready to go all in, it's time to disappear and come back unrecognizable. I'll see you in the next one. Give it your all in war mode.